Hi, and welcome back to a bit of different video from what I'm usually doing. This is a video where I will talk about what my plans are for Mr. Pandaria coming up, since Kata is kinda going towards the end now. In this video, I will talk about my past experience from Mr. Pandaria, like the original Mr. Pandaria. I will also talk about where I find my informations about my builds for my Hunter and so on. I will also talk about which add-ons I use and why I use those add-ons. And I will also tell you about what I've done so far to prepare my characters for Mr. Pandaria. So let's get into the video. So I have some nostalgia for Mr. Pandaria actually. Not that much for Kata that we just went through. Like Kata for me so far has been like a lot of hunter bugs and pet issues and auto attack problems. And I actually don't like Kata that much, to be honest. And I think it's gonna be way better than Mr. Pandaria. I at least hope so. Kata for me, like back in the days, I only did normal raiding in the first tier. And then I kinda stopped because I thought it was annoying to play. And then I went over to a vanilla private server called Phoenix. So if you ever played with a priest called, what was it named? Francisco, I think. A healing priest called Francisco in the Phoenix private servers, that was me. Yeah, but I'm gonna be very excited for Mr. Pandaria. Actually, the people that I'm currently raiding with in Kata is the same people that I raided with in original Mr. Pandaria. So that's actually where we started raiding together. So I have a lot of nostalgia for Mr. Pandaria and a lot of good times. There's only one sad part about Mr. Pandaria, in my opinion, and that's Siege of Orgrimmar might be 20-man raid for the higher difficulties, which might mean my guild will disband in Mr. Pandaria Classic when Siege comes out, but until then we're gonna stay together, is the plan for now at least. Also, Mr. Pandaria is where I started my monk grind experience that I played throughout the retail until I stopped in Shadowlands. Yep. So, looking forward to Mr. Pandaria. And as promised, here is where I find all my informations about my build for my hunter and so on. This website is wowtbc.gg. There's a link somewhere on the screen when I start editing this video. And don't mind the commercials, apparently my adblock won't work on the site. But that's fine, giving them some money. They're doing a fantastic job, and as you can see, we're on the first page here for Mr. Pandaria that shows the rough damage numbers for Mr. Pandaria. So Survival Hunter seems to be better than BM. I actually thought BM was the best in Mist. It might have been back in the days, in the first seasons, but then again we will have the updated patches for class balancing in Mr. Pandaria, so we will probably have the Siege of Orgrimmar 1 as far as I know. So to go in here, we go to our biz list, and I will be playing survival on my hunter. And then I can see here, okay, we're gonna go for the engineer head. I'm not gonna go engineer, so the second best is the Stormcaller helm. So that's what I'll probably be going for on my hunter, and so on and so on. So this is actually where I check out my pre-biz list, and I'm just gonna go from this. I don't see a reason not to. Like, you could maybe go something that is more optimized or tested yourself, but I feel like most of the time the numbers are so small in difference, especially for the starter gear here, where it's just stats most of it. Like, there's no set bonus or anything else on the pieces. There's some gems and such. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so this is the list I will be following for my hunter. Also, you can go under the class and guides to see your single target rotation and your AoE rotation for each spec, which talents you should be using and which you can swap between depending on the fights, which I find really nice. It also shows you which consumables you should be using, very good, to prep before raid, and which professions that are the best for your class. I will not be following this. FYI, I will stay leatherworker and enchanter. The leatherworker for the gear we saw beforehand. There's 2 pieces from leatherworking that I want, and enchanter just because I'm not gonna bother respace or changing my professions. I have done something else though. I have started inscription on my alt, just so I can start prepping for our beast trinket. Relics of Zuen is so strong, and I remember this from Mist of Pandaria back in the days. And it will be so expensive on the auction house because this is the version both Agi and Strength users use. So there will be a shortage on the market and everybody's gonna need them. So I will level up my own inscription character just to make some cards, maybe make some gold so I can afford this trinket, or so I can start crafting it myself. So that's the plan at least. Another thing I forgot to mention is that I have been catching some spirit pets on my hunter, just in case Beastmaster will be on top. Spirit pets are usually the better pets for hunters because you get the spirit mend, which means you get an extra self-heal for the boss fights. Just wanted to put it out there in case other hunters was interested. Get some spirit pets now while nobody else is going for them. They're pretty free to get for me. I got 2 or 3 pets in a day. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get now, and it's a good thing to have just in case you're going Beastmaster. If these numbers are incorrect. Yeah, just want to put that out there. Okay, let's talk add-ons. So the first thing I will show you is actually not an add-on, it's a website called WoWSims. Link somewhere. And it's a simming tool for your character. You actually need an add-on to use this website called WoWSims Exporter, where you export the string of your character. So it will take all the items you have equipped and show them in the sim. I can show you here. There is a Kata version, and then we pick Survival Hunter because that's what I'm playing. And then you can see, okay, this is the best gear you can have on a Survival Hunter. And then you go into import and then add on, and then put in your own string here that you got from the WoW exporter add-on. And then it will show your character's items, and then you can simulate how much damage you should be doing. This is how many interactions or how many button presses you do. You can also go under settings and put on which consumables you would be using, which pet, which raid buffs you have, and so on, so you can make a more exact calculation about how much damage you should do. You can also go in here and pick, oh, I'm not gonna use this necklace, I will test out this necklace instead. And then you can sim with this necklace instead. And then you can test yourself to see which pieces are better. Sadly, they do not have a Mist of Pandaria one yet, but I am sure it will come. So when it comes, look out for this website. It had helped me a lot in Cataclysm with finding out which pieces are best, and to see if when a piece drops in our raid, to see if it's an actual upgrade. Especially here in Dragon Souls, where the trinkets are so garbage compared to the raid ones. Yeah, so use this website, especially if they update it for Mist of Pandaria. Okay, let's talk add-ons. So the add-ons I'm currently using, I'm just gonna take them from alphabetic order here. I'm using Atlas Loot Classic, of course, to see which loot drops. Pretty common add-on, I think most people have this. Also still using Auctionator, because I think it's better than the new system they implemented themselves. This one, where bid outbid, sell. I think this is bad design compared to the Auctionator, so I'm still using Auctionator. As you can see down here, I'm still using Bagon, even though there has been some issues lately with it. I live with those issues. I still prefer Bagon compared to any other bag add-on. I'm also still using Bartender for my bars, as you can see. I still use DBM to show all the stuff that I need to see for boss timers. I use details for damage and healing meter. As you can see, I have also been using the add-on Gather Mate and Gather Mate Data for Classic, so when I leveled my herbalism for Inscription on my alts, I could see where all the herbs would spawn and where they would spawn, so I could just fly around and easily pick them up. Nice add-on. I've also... Yeah, and as you can see, I'm also still using Leatrix maps. Very nice map for when you have to look around and see where all the stuff is, even though you haven't been there yet. I have also used the add-on Move Anything, that I also talked about in my last video about my add-ons, to move some of the stuff around on the screen. You can see my tooltip box, where you see misdirection is on the left side instead of the right side. I prefer it over there, so it doesn't occupy the space where I have to look at damage meter on my pet and such. So I just moved it. Move Anything is a good add-on if you want to move any UI stuff from Blizzard to another position. I also have the add-on Mute Sound File to mute some sounds in-game that annoys me. Like the Hunter Scope, where it says quack every time you hit something, or it procs. Super annoying. Also have the add-on Nacia's Classic to take some good thumbnails for my YouTube videos. It's pretty much the only thing I use it for. I also still use plater names for nameplates on boss fights. I use Prat for my chat that you cannot see behind me. Let me do this. Whoop. The chat right here. I am also using shadow uniframes for my player and target right down here, as you can see. I'm also using it for raid frames and boss frames, and there is an export in the link description under this video if you want to export my UI for this. Of course, I'm also using WeGoros for pretty much everything that I cannot find an add-on for. I even use it for cast bar on my character, so you can see now I'm casting Hearthstone. So the cast bar is down here. Then of course I use WoWSims exporter that we talked about earlier. It's actually right here. If you cannot find it, it's under your character, and then you just press the WoWSims, generate data for equipped, and then you put it into the website. And that's pretty much it. That's all the add-ons I use. If you want to copy any of the add-ons or macros or WeGoros that I use, then there will be a link in the description of the video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I have prepared for Mist of Pandaria. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. Or if you have any suggestions yourself about how to prepare for Mist of Pandaria, please share them with us. I'm also interested if I have missed something that I could have been doing, or maybe I should do beforehand. All the websites I've talked about you can find in the description of the video, all the links. There will also be a link to a website where I've posted all my WeGoros, macros, and exported my add-ons if you want to copy some of my UI or macro stuff. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'm looking forward to play a lot of Mist of Pandaria. See you soon.